Super Crappy Reviews! Hello everyone, and welcome to another Super Crappy review. Now slightly less crappy, because my friend Lemuz made me these graphics. But don't worry, this review will still have super crappy elements. I just wanted these to make my videos more presentable. But anyway, today we're gonna talk about the crazy cow game, Them's Fighting Herds. That's right, another fighting game. Because it was gonna be at EVO, but then EVO stopped existing, and I had a half-made video, but now I have this. Them's Fighting Herds is a game with a curious history. It started out as a My Little Pony fighting game called Fighting is Magic, making fun of the series title called Friendship is Magic. The game was shown online, and I remember seeing it at EVO at some point. Here's a picture I took from my camera because I didn't have a recording phone back then. So no video, but anyways. Eventually, Hasbro caught wind of the game, and decided to cancel it. They probably saw the game like something that would damage the brand. They probably didn't like that their characters were fighting each other. But look at Smash Bros. Nobody cares that Mario hits Peach. So the project was cancelled and it looked like everything was lost. But all of a sudden, Lauren Foss, animator for My Little Pony, and the Powerpuff Girls, descended from Twitter heaven and asked the developers, "Would you like original characters?" And they said yes! And she made them. She made new characters for the game, similar to the original ones, but now they're cows. Twilight Sparkle is a unicorn cow, Rainbow Dash is a dragon cow, Rarity is a deer cow, Fluttershy is a sheep cow, Pinkie Pie is an alpaca cow, and Applejack is a cow. A regular cow. But not only Lauren came to their aid, there was also Mike C, the man who I gave $100 to make an RPG and he made me a platformer. And he offered them the Skullgirls engine, so they could work on it, instead of using Mugen or whatever they were using. Eventually, the game came out in early access, and recently they announced that it's in a more complete phase, so I can do a super crappy review. So let's talk about how this thing works. Them's Fighting Herd is similar to an anime type of fighter, or hyper fighter, where you have normal attacks that cancel into each other. So combos should look something like this. Light, medium, hard. Or light, medium, hard, launcher! Then light, medium, hard again in the air! And then ground bounce! And then wall bounce! And then I freeze you like Sub-Zero! And then I do this thing where you roll and I don't... It's called tumbling! And I pick you up and combo you again and... I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to do combos in this game. And it's great. I love it. You just gotta watch out for this gauge up top because once it fills up, you won't be able to combo your opponent anymore. But anyway, the game is not just about combos. There's also more technical and unique stuff, like universal anti-airs, which are done with forward and light attack. And if you're somebody who loves jumping just like me, there are 3 jump options in this game. There's a normal jump, short hop, works just like in King of Fighters, and a super jump that works just like in King of Fighters or Capcom vs games. So you can bother your opponents with stuff like this. I wanna punch you! I'll punch you twice! But don't worry about this, because there's also defensive options. Like push block, where you press 2 attack buttons and push your opponent back. And there's also an alpha counter, called cross canter here. I don't know what this word means, but it's probably some cow stuff or horse stuff. Let me check. Yeah, it's cow stuff. But yeah. It's an alpha counter. While blocking, you press 2 attack buttons plus forward, and you'll spend half a super bar to get your opponent off. Oh yeah, and they're super moves, but there are always super moves in these types of games. And lastly, I want to talk about the magic system, which was a big part of the original title. Fighting is magic. And this is a mechanic that's different for every character, so I'm gonna go somewhat in depth. Magic allows your character to perform unique attacks and stronger versions of their special moves. It's performed with the D button. These attacks also require you to have magic gauge. There are characters that fill up this gauge over time, such as Velvet and Tianhuo. There are also characters that can build this gauge by performing special actions, like Arizona and Oleander. And others start out with a full bar and regain it later, like Palm. Or it doesn't regenerate at all, like Paprika, because she's broken and hits like a truck. And that's all regarding unique mechanics. Now you know what to expect from this game, so let's see what else it has to offer. The game has a story mode, where you move around in a top-down view similar to an RPG. You interact with characters and stuff, and fight sometimes. But it's not like the usual fights. This mode contains some unique enemies, with some really annoying patterns that have to be defeated in a specific way. Sometimes you get a regular one, and sometimes you get some annoying ones, and sometimes you get to fight in platforms, and I hate birds, and you will hate birds, and this is the worst enemy ever. Another thing this mode has are hidden collectibles, which are accessories you can wear on your character. Well, only Arizona, because she's the only playable character in this mode right now. I don't know if the whole story mode is gonna be like this, but from what I played, I was only able to play with Arizona. I hope this changes in the future and you'll be able to use other characters, because I was really starting to enjoy this mode and all of a sudden I was hit with a to be continued screen. But anyway, another thing this game has is a training mode. But not just one, it has 3. There's your regular training mode where you practice combos and stuff. There's also a tutorial mode which I highly recommend, where you can learn about all of the game's mechanics and fighting game terms and stuff, and I actually completed it before writing all of this. And lastly, there's a break the targets mode, just like in Smash Bros. It's one of my favorite things to do. And to finish up this review, let's talk about multiplayer, because fighting games without multiplayer are worthless. This game has rollback netcode, yay, celebrate! That's why it was gonna be one of the 4 games in EVO Online, but now it doesn't exist. But anyways, this thing works really well. I think it's one of the most playable online fighting game outside of Fight of Animal. Out of like 50 matches, only 1 was unplayable. So it has my seal of approval. But anyways, there are 2 ways to play online. You have your classic matchmaking, where the game matches you up with another player, or you can go into the Pixel Lobby, where you can find cows from all over the world and challenge them. And you don't even have to sit in front of an arcade machine like in Arc System lobbies. And inside of these lobbies, you can also find the Salt Mine. This is a zone where you and other players collect salt and fight enemies from the story mode. And if you're really lucky, you can become a boss and kill all the other players and take their salt. It's great! And that's everything to know about Dane's Fighting Herds. It's a fun game, you can play online with your friends or with strangers, without any trouble at all. I would say that the only bad thing about this game is that there are only 6 characters, but there's a lot you can do with them, so I really recommend it. It's also probably the cheapest fighting game in Steam with the highest production values. But if you can, play it, enjoy, and that's everything. Fightin! Thank you for listening to another super crappy review. And special thanks to my friend Lemuz who made me these beautiful graphics. If you'd like some illustrations or animations for your videos or other stuff, you could just contact him through Twitter or his Patreon. I'll leave the links below, so you can check him out. But anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and all of that stuff. I hate saying it, but YouTube says that it works, so I'm doing it. That's all. Goodbye. Bye-bye.